Everyone, please be seated. Good afternoon, family and friends, and welcome to the marriage celebration of Elisabeth LePage and Matthew Spencer. First, I'd like to begin by thanking each and every one of you for being here on this most happiest of days. It's no accident that each of you are here today. You were invited here because you represent someone important in the individual and collective lives of Liz and Matt. I think I've had the good fortune to meet most of you here today at some point or another. But for those of you who I haven't met, my name is Bill Mosa. Many of you might be wondering why I'm standing here as the officiant for this wedding. Peter and I grew up together. Our families were best of friends. Throughout our childhood and adolescent years, we were inseparable. I had the honor of being best man at Peter and Tina's wedding. For the past 26 years, I've lived in Hawaii, away from my close friends. But over the last few years, I've spent more time here in Massachusetts, getting to know Matt and Liz and their incredibly bright and beautiful daughters, Lila and Mila, and more recently, their wonderful son, Silas. This is an amazing family, filled with joy and happiness, and destined for great success. And I am deeply honored that they asked me to be the officiant for their wedding celebration. Matthew and Elisabeth, what you've accomplished here is no small feat. Your journey began way before you sent out the invitations, chose this beautiful location, or even decided to spend the rest of your lives together. It didn't begin when Matt decided to propose to Elisabeth, or when you decided to simultaneously build a house, plan a wedding, run 2 companies, and raise a 1-year-old. It began with Matt's commitment to Elisabeth and her girls a few years back, that he wasn't just going to be Elisabeth's husband, but a father to her 2 children. From there, individually, you took the time to learn what makes each other person smile, what makes them laugh, and how to best support them when life is less than simple. You welcomed each other's families, communities, and lifelong friends, and joined them together with warmth and enthusiasm. You built a new village with your love and have worked every day to support this village as it changes and grows. Marriage brings hard days just as it brings beautiful ones. This day is a reminder of what your love has already accomplished and the amazing possibilities of what it can continue to accomplish and overcome in the many, many years ahead of you. Now we will have a reading from Tom's good friend, Matt. From Matt's good friend, Tom.
I got it. Do you have the reading, or I have it on my phone? Let me print it out. All right. Found it. So much happiness. It is difficult to know what to do with so much happiness. With sadness, there is something to rub against, a wound to tend with lotion and cloth. When the world falls in around you, you have pieces to pick up, something to hold in your hands, like ticket stubs or change. But happiness floats. It doesn't need you to hold it down. It doesn't need anything. Happiness lands on the roof of the next house, singing, and disappears when it wants to. You are happy either way. Even the fact that you once lived in a peaceful treehouse and now live over a quarry of noise and dust cannot make you unhappy. Everything has a life of its own. It too could wake up filled with possibilities of coffee cakes and ripe peaches. And love even the floor which needs to be swept, the soiled linens and scratched records. Since there's no place large enough to contain so much happiness, you shrug, you raise your hands, and it flows out of you. And to everything you touch, you are not responsible. You take no credit, as the night sky takes no credit for the moon, but continues to hold it and share it. And in that way, be known. Thank you.
I'll get the names right now. And now, honored guests, we are gathered here to join Elizabeth and Matthew in the union of marriage. Elizabeth, repeat after me. I, Elizabeth, take you, Matthew, for my lawful husband.
I, Elisabeth, take you, Matthew, for my lawful husband.
To have and to hold from this day forward.
Have and to hold for this day forward.
For better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
For richer, for poorer.
In sickness and health.
In sickness and in health.
Until death do us part.
Until death do us part.
And now, Matthew, repeat after me. I, Matthew, take you, Elizabeth, for my lawful wife.
I, Matthew, take you, Elizabeth, for my lawful wife.
To have and to hold from this day forward.
To have and to hold from this day forward.
For better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
For richer, for poorer.
In sickness and health.
In sickness and health.
Until death do us part.
Until death do us part.
Elizabeth and Matthew will now exchange rings as a symbol of love and commitment to each other. Elizabeth, place the ring on Matthew's left hand and repeat after me. With this ring I thee wed.
With this ring I be wed.
Matthew, please place the ring on Elizabeth's left hand and repeat after me. With this ring I thee wed.
With this ring I thee wed.
And now, by the power vested in me by the state of Massachusetts, it is my honor and delight to declare you married. Go forth and live each day to the fullest.
So much. On the way down. Sit together. What? No, not anything.
Now my feet did not hurt this whole time.
Was it good? And it was
Oh, that was so good. I have more. There we go. I've got more. I'll be right over.
I cried. Of course I cried. I always cry. Without a doubt, you're the most beautiful bride I've ever seen in my life.